Sir, why are you drinking and driving? I'm gonna need you to come down to the station with me.
I'm not drinking and driving. The car's off. This is soda. Look at it. There's no alcohol in it.
You got an open container behind the wheel. That's a problem.
It's a cola can. I just grabbed it from the cooler in there. I haven't had a drop of alcohol.
All right, turn around. Place your hands behind your back.
What? I didn't do anything.
You're under arrest for resisting arrest. Turn around now.
$600,000. That's what it cost, because a man stopped to buy gas. September 14th, 2025. 3:32 in the afternoon. A black man pulls into a gas station, cuts the engine, walks into the store, and comes back out with a can of cola. A cop was already moving toward him. The body cam was rolling. "Sir, why are you drinking and driving? I'm going to need you to come down to the station with me." The man paused, looked at the can in his hand, then back at the officer. "I'm not drinking and driving. The car is off. This is soda. Look at it. There's no alcohol in it." He held the can out. Cola label, visible to anyone within 20 feet. The officer didn't even glance at the label. He had already made up his mind. "You've got an open container. That's grounds for a charge." The car was parked, engine off, which legally already complicated the officer's claim. An open container violation requires a moving vehicle, or at minimum, an operator in control of one. This man was standing on pavement, outside his car, holding a drink he had purchased from the store behind him 30 seconds ago. None of that was considered. "It's a cola can. I just grabbed it from the cooler in there. I haven't had a drop of alcohol." Still calm, still holding out the can, still giving this officer every opportunity to look, really look, at what was in his hand. The officer reached for his cuffs. "All right, turn around, place your hands behind your back." And in that moment, at 3:32 on a Sunday afternoon, at a gas station, over a can of soda, the foundation for a $600,000 lawsuit had already been laid. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and drop a comment below telling me where in the world you're watching from. Now back to what happened. Turn around, you're under arrest. For what exactly? That's the question that would eventually walk into a courtroom. That's the question a jury would sit with. And that's the question this officer, in this moment, had no clean answer for. Because here is what the law actually says. For an open container charge to stick, 3 things have to be true. The vehicle has to be in operation, the drink has to be alcohol, and the person has to be in control of that vehicle. Miss even one, and the charge falls apart. The vehicle was parked, engine off. The drink was cola. The man was standing outside the car. All 3 elements missing, which means no charge. But the officer wasn't thinking about elements anymore. He wasn't running through probable cause. He wasn't calculating legal thresholds. He was thinking about compliance, control, authority. And the man standing in front of him, calm, unmoved, still holding out that can, wasn't reacting the way he expected. The man didn't raise his voice, didn't step forward, didn't argue. He just stood there, still holding the can. But I didn't do anything. 4 words. Quiet, steady, true. And that, right there, is what broke this encounter open. Because what came next wasn't a warning. It wasn't a step back. It wasn't a second look at the label, or a request for ID, or any of the de-escalation moves that training is supposed to produce. What came next was this. Turn around. You're under arrest for resisting arrest. Resisting arrest. Not for a crime, but for questioning an arrest that had no legal foundation to begin with. Later, this would be described as a bootstrapped charge. You cannot lawfully arrest someone for resisting an arrest that was itself unlawful. The Fourth Amendment doesn't bend for circular logic. It doesn't matter how certain the officer sounded. It doesn't matter how fast the cuffs went on. The law was already broken, and the body cam caught every second of it. The handcuffs clicked shut, and somewhere between that gas pump and the back of a patrol car, a man who had done nothing more than buy a soda on a Sunday afternoon became the plaintiff in a case that would force an entire department to answer one question. How did this arrest even happen? The footage hit the internet like a match hitting gasoline. 15 seconds. That's all it was. 15 seconds of a man holding a soda can, explaining himself calmly, and getting handcuffed anyway. No violence, no chase, no dramatic confrontation, just a can of cola and a pair of handcuffs, and the world could not look away. The clip spread across every platform simultaneously, millions of views inside the first 48 hours, comment sections that ran into the tens of thousands, people who never shared videos sharing this one, because there was something about those 15 seconds that didn't need context, didn't need a caption, didn't need an explainer. You watched it once, you understood exactly what you were looking at. Legal analysts broke it down frame by frame. Former law enforcement officers weighed in, and many of them said the same thing, on camera, on record. This arrest should never have happened. Constitutional lawyers pointed to the Fourth Amendment. Civil rights organizations called it textbook racial profiling, because here is the question no one inside that department wanted to answer. Why was this man approached in the first place? He hadn't been flagged by dispatch, no 911 call, no traffic violation, no erratic behavior. Nothing in that gas station warranted a police approach, nothing except the fact that a black man was standing beside his car. That was the detail the viral clip couldn't let go of. That was the detail the comment sections kept returning to. That was the detail his attorney would build an entire civil complaint around. The lawsuit didn't soften it. Unlawful detention, false arrest, Fourth Amendment violations, and racial profiling. Not implied, not suggested, named, in black and white on a legal filing in a federal court. The man had been booked, fingerprinted, held in a cell, for a charge that legal experts described as constitutionally void the moment it was written on the arrest report. You cannot resist an arrest that had no lawful basis. That isn't opinion, that is settled American law. But settled law didn't put him in that cell. A badge did. And now, with the footage public, the complaint filed, and the charge exposed for exactly what it was, that department was about to face something it couldn't train away, spin away, or quietly bury in a policy memo. Because now, the same footage that led to his arrest was about to be played in a courtroom. And this time, the officer wouldn't be the one in control. The courtroom was quiet when they pressed play. No narration, no commentary, just the bodycam footage, the same 15 seconds the entire internet had already seen, now playing on a screen in front of a jury. The timestamp, 15:32, the gas station, the parked car, the cola can, the officer's voice, "You've got an open container, that's grounds for a charge." The man's voice, "It's a cola can, I just grabbed it from the cooler in there." The handcuffs, 12 jurors watched every second of it, and when it was over, the courtroom was still quiet. The city's legal team tried to justify it. Officer discretion, good faith, the arrest report. But the footage had already said everything, because here is what you cannot argue away when a jury is watching. A parked car, a cold engine, a man holding a soda, and an officer who never once looked at the label. The jury deliberated, and they came back with a number, $600,000. Not a settlement, not a quiet agreement reached behind closed doors to avoid bad press. A verdict, delivered in open court by 12 people who watched the footage and decided that what they saw had a price. The department released a statement. Training would be reviewed, policies updated, trust reaffirmed. The usual language, when the footage speaks louder than the report. But here is what no statement could undo. This man walked into a gas station on a Sunday afternoon to fill up his tank. He bought a soda. He came back to his car. And before he could take another sip, he was in handcuffs. He held up the can. "Look at it." They didn't. They arrested him anyway. And a jury, months later, in a courtroom, after watching every second of that footage, looked back and said, "We saw it. And now, it's on record." Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more videos.